Welcome back to Let Us Know Things Simplified program. Today, we are again going to discuss the types of leaves that are available under leave rules for Government of India employees. Yes. Earned leave. Normally, earned leave is credited twice in a year, that is, as of January 1st and July 1st every year. And every year, this 1st January and 1st July, 15 days advance credit of EL is made for 6 months following the date of credit. That is why it is called advance credit. And subsequently, at the time of credit, in case an employee was on EOL in the previous 6 monthly period, that is, assuming that, let's say, now we are doing it for January 1st, 2021, let us say. Suppose the employee was on EOL from the period of July 1st to December 31st of 2020, then 10% of that EOL should be deducted from the advance credit of 15 days. At the same time, the deduction should not go beyond 15 days because we are going to give only 15 days advance credit. Assuming that employee was on EOL whole of 6 months previously, with almost 180 days. So 10% will become 18 days. So deduction should not be made of 18 days. It will be deduction of 15 days. That means there will be no EL advance credit due to EOL in the previous half yearly period. Now, this is advance credit granted for 6 months as 15 days. What about incomplete half yearly period? Assuming that an employee joins during a part of that period, let us say, suppose the person has joined in March, let's say March 10th, that employee has joined. So for him, up to June, January to June, March is not a completed month, so there will be no EL available. April, May, June, 3 months, he will be entitled for EL at the rate of 2.5 days, that is 2.5 days for every completed month. This will also be credited in advance. So for a person who joins after March 2nd, let us say March 2nd or after, so he has to be granted for 3 months only, April, May, June. That is the full completed month. So his leave will be 7.5 days, which will be rounded to 8 days. So for that particular 6 monthly period of January to June, he will get 8 days EL. Now, earned leave cannot be granted more than 180 days at a time. That is, a person can be granted up to 6 months with justification only. Earned leave. Beyond that, earned leave cannot be granted. Now, another point is earned leave credit side. This again. If a person is transferred, he will be entitled for joining time. Assuming that he has not availed joining time due to two reasons. One, the competent authority orders him to join immediately without availing joining time or with partly availing joining time. So the remaining unavailed joining time can be added to his leave account. And other option is that employee leaves the family behind and first he joins at the new station, and then he brings back his family within the permissible time, which is 6 months. Then again he can add his unavailed joining time into his EL account. So this EL account maximum number of days at credit can be 300 days. We'll discuss in detail. And during earned leave period, an employee draws salary which is equivalent to the salary he has drawn before proceeding on such leave. Again, if a person is on leave, any kind of leave, including earned leave, during the whole month of any year, he will not be entitled to payment of transport allowance. Assuming that he works for 1 or 2 days, then he will be entitled. Otherwise, leave of whole month will deprive him of transport allowance for the particular month. And maximum EL a person can have at his credit is 300 days. So there is a concession to have 315 days, that is 300 plus 15 days, since the credit of 15 days is granted in advance. So government is liberal in order to ensure that leave is not wasted. The advance credit is shown separately if it results in more than 300 days. So an employee who avails leave will be granted leave from the extra leave, 300 and above. And every half yearly period, whenever the new credit is granted, if the leave is more than 300 days, it will be shown as 300 plus, but not more than 300 plus 15 days. Next, at the time of retirement or at the time of other cases, like if an employee joins in other department, other public sector or organization, etc., or even death, the maximum credit which can be encashed is 300 days of leave. So basic pay plus DA will be calculated, and those number of days will be granted as cash payment. Apart from this, during the service also, an employee can encash 10 days of EL, that is earned leave, along with leave travel concession facility available by the employee. So this can be done 6 times throughout the service. That is, the maximum of 60 days can be encashed during the service. And apart from that, whatever leave is credit at the time of cessation of service will also be encashed, which will not be more than 300 days. Similarly, half pay leave also available for government employees. Annually, it is 20 days for an employee can avail of pay leave, but it is credited every 6 months at 10 days as advance credit for on January 1st and July 1st, similar to earned leave. The only difference is here it is 10 days for 6 months, whereas the earned leave is 15 days for 6 months. And deduction from half pay leave is only on account of dies non, which is absence declared as dies non. We will discuss later on at the rate of 1/18th of the number of days of dies non. And of course, it cannot go beyond 10 days also. Deduction for a particular half yearly period. And for period less than 6 months, due to new joining or cessation of service, let us say resignation or whatever it is, as we calculated in earned leave, here also pro rata basis, that is 10 days for 6 months. So 10 by 6 into number of completed months. That will be the number of HPL credited for the period less than 6 months. And this again will be rounded to the nearest whole number. And number of days one can keep at the credit, there is no limit. Of course, there is no upper limit. Similar to, whereas for EL, there is an upper limit of 300 days. During the period of half pay leave, half salary, that is 50% of the basic pay and related DNS allowance will be paid. And half pay leave can also be commuted into full salary, full pay leave, which is called commuted leave under medical ground, which should be supported by medical certificate issued by government doctor or CGHS doctor. And in this scenario, full salary will be paid number of HPL deducted will be double the leave availed. The idea is instead of getting half salary, person will get full salary and his double number of half pay leave will be deducted. So this concession is available only under medical ground as commuted leave. Of course, there is a relaxation also for higher studies, approved higher studies, that is approved by the head of the department or secretary, etc. Commuted leave can be granted up to a maximum of 90 days for which no medical certificate is required. Similarly, for women government employee also, in continuation of maternity leave, they can have 60 days of commuted leave. That is, by deducting 120 days HPL, they will be granted 60 days of commuted leave with full salary in continuation of maternity leave. Female government servants availing commuted leave we have already discussed. And of course, we will discuss about maternity leave and other things in a separate video soon. And again, similar to EL, HPL can also be encashed only at the time of cessation of service with a rider. Suppose an employee doesn't have 300 days at the time of retirement or at the time of cessation of service. The shortfall of 300 days, whatever number of days is shortfall, that many number of days can be encashed as HPL. To put it simply, assuming that an employee has got only 200 days of earned leave at the time of retirement, so his entire 200 days will be encashed and payment made, and there is a 100 days shortfall of maximum 300 days of EL encashment since he has got only 200 days. These 100 days can be encashed as HPL. So effectively, for his 200 days of EL encashment, he will get, after adding this HPL if available, he will get maximum of 250 days since he is getting only half salary for half pay leave encashment. Thank you. We'll discuss all other leaves, etc. soon in a separate video.